I'm Jessie.
And I'm Audrey.
And we're second years at the University of Virginia.
Over the summer, when we were both back in town for midsummers, I was actually staying with her. We attempted to get help, and instead we faced not only like a blockage, we were both arrested instead of her ever receiving medical treatment. Do you want to?
Yeah, they teach you at UVA that, you know, it's known to be like kind of a work hard, play hard school. So they put all these measures in place to teach students how to drink safely, how to help a friend who has drank too much. And I, unfortunately, that night put my friend in a position where she had to help me because I had had too much to drink. But that night just spiraled out of control, you know, and it started with my drinking too much.
We were all at one of our friends' apartments just hanging out and drinking. And around midnight, we all went to leave, and Jessie kind of ran out the door a few minutes earlier. So I went to look for her, and I said goodbye to my friends and said we'd see them out later. And then when I found Jessie, a few minutes later, she was passed out in a pool of vomit in a stairwell. And I shook her to see if she would wake up or respond to me, and she kind of made this inaudible noise and didn't really respond at all, which was scary because I'd never seen her or anyone like that before, and you know, she doesn't drink that often, doesn't go out that much, and so this was a really new thing. So I called an Uber, and originally I was just going to take her home because I was staying with her too. But you know, she was really bad, and even when I got in the Uber driver looked at her and was like, "Is she okay?" So I decided to take her to the hospital instead, and that's kind of when things got really bad. The driver dropped us at the main entrance, which was closed past 9 p.m., I guess. But I didn't know this. I'd never been to the UVA hospital before. I'd never needed to. So, you know, I knocked on the door and kind of supporting Jess. There were a couple of people inside. They could definitely see that she needed help. And so they directed us to the emergency room entrance. And in the process of trying to get there, you know, she collapsed, but I couldn't get her back up. So I called 911 and I told them where we were and where to find us, and that my friend was passed out unconscious and I couldn't move her on my own, but that we were right outside the hospital.
911, where is the emergency?
Okay, so I'm right outside the emergency room in Charlottesville, but my friend is passed out on the grass and I can't move her into the emergency room. Can have someone come help us?
Oh yeah, sure, I can get somebody out there. And you said that you're right outside of the ER?
Yeah, I'm on the grass, just to the right of the ER.
Okay, what's wrong with her?
She's just passed out. She just needs help, and I can't.
Why is she passed out though?
I just need help. Can you please have help come?
Answer my questions. Why is she passed out? Has she been drinking? ECC to UP 56. ECC to UP 56.
I think 56.
Are you available for calls?
Yes, ma'am.
10-4, I just had a female on the line screaming that she needs help. Her friend is outside the ER, passed out. She can't get her inside. She's requesting some help. I'm going to try and call her back. If you could just start that way, and I'll also advise the ER.
48. You go ahead, so rescue this location.
10-4, is she breathing? Alert?
She's breathing, but she's vomiting and not really coherent at this moment.
10-4, is it due to alcohol?
Yeah, 10-4.
Thank you.
have her sit here on the bench, okay?
No, I need to get her into the emergency
We're going to have
room.
rescue come in, okay? Do not argue with me, okay?
Okay.
She's vomiting.
I know.
If she goes to the emergency room, come on, let's have her sit on this bench.
Okay. Babe, we're going to sit down, okay?
Go ahead and
Babe,
start rescue
okay,
this,
listen to
this
me.
location.
You can just throw up, okay? That's
All right,
fine.
have her sit.
She's sitting. She's fine.
She's breathing, but she's vomiting and
You
not
can
really
just throw
coherent
up.
at
That's
this
okay,
moment.
okay? Throw up between the
Have her sit on the side.
Okay? You're going to be just fine, babe. You're going to be
Yeah, Temple.
okay.
Thank you.
There we go.
I'm a location.
10-4.
All right. Where are you guys coming from?
Will you guys stop saying numbers? She is fine. We should have to get to the hospital, and I couldn't.
Okay.
Okay, you're fine, babe. You're fine.
Out of service. Have a great night.
I don't know, okay?
Check your pockets. You're right there.
Listen, we're
She's
trying to help
fine.
you.
I just had to go to the hospital.
Listen, ma'am. We're not cursing at you. We're not being disrespectful to you. We're trying to help your friend.
Okay.
I understand that, but you cursing at us is not helping the situation. Do not curse at us, and we're trying to help you. Okay? Does she have a name? What's her?
Yeah, this is Jess.
Okay, ma'am.
No, just you're not. Just,
Ma'am,
just,
have a seat.
Just, you're not working. I'm going.
Sit down.
Just, you're not.
Have a seat. Have a seat, okay?
No, it's not her fault.
I know it's not her fault, okay?
It's fine, okay?
We're calling rescue.
Rescue's coming. They're gonna come help you.
rescue.
No,
What's your name?
Jess, you need rescue. They're gonna come help you,
Jess.
okay?
Where's your ID?
Where's your ID, ma'am?
I think a big part of it too is that nobody ever explained to either of us what was happening. And so, I kind of assumed, I called 911 and I made it fairly clear that it was kind of urgent, that, my phone was unresponsive. And so I assumed that when he came, he'd bring us inside to the hospital immediately. Instead, he just, made us sit there attempting to answer questions and wouldn't give me any indication, when we would be going inside, how long we were going to be sitting there for, when someone would actually come give her medical attention, which I asked. And so, I think I had a very, one-track mind, we have to get her medical attention, now. And that was kind of blown off.
Listen, check you out. You're gonna be good.
I don't need that.
No, you do. You do.
I know where I live.
Jess.
No, babe, you really do.
Do you have ID on you?
Yes.
Okay, let's see your ID.
Okay,
Have a seat,
you're
just.
fine.
Okay.
You're fine. You're gonna be okay.
AP 102 easy. AP 102.
I don't, babe. I have your phone.
Are we clear?
I
925
told you, remember?
Okay,
Here's your
ID
phone.
up.
Here's your phone.
Your ID.
Okay, Jess, no.
Stop!
Please. Okay, I really can't pay for this. I'm okay, okay? Can't please just let me.
No.
Look at me. Look at me. Look
You're not.
at me. You won't look at me. You won't look at me.
The next time you hit me in my face, you will go to jail.
Your face.
Do you understand?
I didn't hit your face.
The next time you hit me in my face, you will go to jail. Stand back.
She's mental health.
I know that.
I was trying to talk to him. I kept saying, I'm fine, I can go home, I really can't pay for this hospital visit. I was trying to talk to him and he wasn't looking at me. He'd just sprinted after me and stopped me and was very holding me. And I was trying to get his attention. I was like, hey, look at me, I'm fine, I can go home, please take me home. And he interpreted some, action. I reached up towards his face or something. He interpreted that as a slap and just took me to the ground. And I think Audrey was running up behind me and just came and just saw him kind of towering over me, and he had me pinned to the ground. And that must have been so traumatizing for you. I don't remember it. But
I was already
had no idea how scary that must have been.
Yeah, I was already super, scared, like, finding you unresponsive, and then, like, seeing that, like, the people I called to help my friend, like, putting her in that position where she was, like, now, like, even more in need of medical attention really freaked me out. I think that's when I lost it, and, like, I was, like, hysterical, like bawling my eyes out, probably making not much sense. I just kept, like, trying to reiterate to them that, like, they needed to get her to the hospital, like, she needed medical attention.
Why are you fighting back right
She
now?
should have never slapped me in my face.
I did! I said look at me, I didn't.
You slapped me in my face.
No, I didn't. Everybody knows I didn't slap him! Everybody knows that! Everybody knows I didn't slap him! I don't get help, please! Who saw me slap him?
Stand up, man. And we're going to go to the ER.
Did you see me? Did you see me slap him? I would like to know. Did you see him?
Ma'am?
Florence is open up to jail.
Come here,
Huh?
sit.
Let me get you
Okay, you're not gonna go to the bathroom,
Sergeant
okay?
Florence open up to
Come here
jail.
and please
Yeah.
sit, okay?
What you gonna do?
Of course.
Should
Open
I
up to
slap?
Ryan, open up
No,
to jail.
okay, please. Take
Sit
it
down,
to
jail again.
No, this is job.
You need to be quiet right now.
I
You're
would
gonna get
just like
yourself
to
in
know.
trouble.
You okay?
You need to be
Who
quiet
saw
too.
me slap him?
See you slapped it?
How old are you for real?
Who saw me slap him?
Tell me how old you are.
Well, tell me who saw me slap him.
None of us.
No, I'm not leaving my
Step
God,
out.
dude, he didn't slap me.
Stand up.
I'm not leaving my God, dude, I
Stand up.
didn't slap him.
You're being under arrest.
All I
Protect the
said,
public.
you're in the hospital. What the fuck are you doing?
Good morning.
That's what they were originally going to do until the other cop came back and was like, no, she hit him, she's under arrest, we're taking her to jail instead of the hospital that's 10 feet away at this point. And I just kept telling him over and over, like, she needs medical attention, please take her to the hospital, then if you want to arrest her, that's fine, but, like, she needs help first, like, that should be obvious. And that's when he, like, yelled at me to leave, or he would arrest me too. And, just from everything, like, not even just UVA has taught me about never leaving my friends, but, like, growing up my whole life, like, buddy system. Like, you don't leave your friends behind, especially if they can't take care of themselves. And I was like, I'm not leaving her with you after what I just witnessed. Like, her personal safety, like, I don't trust you with that. And so then that's when they arrested me, too, and they took us both to jail.
I mean, you got yourself arrested just to take care of me, and I can't thank you enough for that. I'm really sorry that happened to you.
I don't think it's your fault. Like, had everything happened the way UVA has reiterated that it should happen, like, you would have been in the hospital.
Yeah. And you did everything right. You did everything right. You did everything the way they told you to. You called 911 and you stayed with me and you stuck up for me every second of the way. And that was just so amazing of you. I just hope it had turned out differently at the end.
I think that's, like, the most upsetting part is that I did try to do everything UVA has told us to do, and the fact that not only did it not end the way UVA has been telling us that it would, like, if your friend needs medical attention, you call 911 and you stay with them and then they get medical attention, and it's very simple and straightforward, and that's not what happened.
Yeah.
And in fact, it was, like, the other extreme where, like, now we were both more in trouble than before. So I think that was something that was really hard to deal with.
Police officers kept saying, like, in their police reports during my trial, that everything they did was for my own safety. That, the reason that they detained us on the bench, like, that was for my own safety. They couldn't have me, running off to go choke on my vomit somewhere. But instead, I was just, risking choking on my own vomit in jail. They kept saying, he ran after me to stop me because I was running towards the road, which I wasn't. But he should have stopped me. But that was for my own safety. That the idea is that they should have done something to keep me safer, which would be putting me in the hospital where I could be on an IV drip all night. And instead I was in jail and I had to ask for water. I mean, they came and brought this like tray of food and I said, I can't eat right now. Can I have some water? And he came back 5 minutes later with this paper cup, was about this tall, like half full with water. And that was not the kind of care that was like I would have received at the hospital. That wasn't like when the police officer said that he acted for my own safety. My expectation is that they did something that would make me safer and not less safe and dehydrated and put at risk by being in jail instead of in the hospital, where they diagnosed me at the scene. They said, oh, female, alcohol overdose, she's vomited on herself, she's defecated on herself, she needs rescue. And I never got that. I never got that rescue. And they had said themselves that I needed it. And Audrey was yelling the whole time, she needs medical attention. And they told her to be quiet. They told her to stop asking for medical attention. And was that because they were going to give it to me? But I never got it. So I find that really hard, that if you're going to detain somebody for their own safety because you're waiting for rescue, then you should get that rescue.
I think if UVA is going to preach to all of its students that personal safety is number one and that's all that matters, and that's the most important thing, then they have to have certain policies in place to ensure that your personal safety actually is the most important, and that that can't be taken away just because some police officers are annoyed with you or something else happens. Like, if they really want personal safety to be pinnacle, then they need to have certain steps in place to ensure that is what actually happens.
Bottom line, when you call 911 for a medical reason, for a medical attention, you should not be able to get arrested. Like, it just can't end up that way. If you call 911 to receive help, you should get help. And that's it. My friend did every single thing she was told in order to get me medical attention. She tried so hard, and I was unable to receive medical attention that night. My main concern is that this doesn't happen to anybody else ever again. If someone calls 911 for their friend to receive medical attention, that needs to be taken seriously, and that medical attention needs to be given.
Yeah, I love UVA, and I think it's a great place, but this cannot be the first time something like this has happened, where a student needs medical attention because of an alcohol overdose. I'm sure that it won't be the last. And so something needs to change so that the next student actually does receive medical attention, because you hear stories on the news of alcohol overdoses killing people. Like, you could have died because they deprived you of medical attention. And I know that
because students are scared to call for medical attention.
Yeah, and this is why.
Because they know that anytime the police get involved, like, there's still that chance. Like, this is not how most cases end, but it's not how any case should ever end. I mean, I've heard so many stories of people, taking their friends to the hospital, and that was that, and that was, they were taken care of. But even so, like, there needs to be guarantees, like, there needs to be protocol in place so that this can't happen to anybody else. Agreed. There should be 0% chance that you should be arrested instead of given care. you.